Hi, I'm Margaret, and this is the third video in this series of childhood memories. These are my chocolate eclairs, but I've given them a little bit of a twist. The originals had plain cream and chocolate on top. These have the added bonus of hazelnut, and they're truly tasty. So let's take a look at what we need. Well, the first thing to do is to make the choux pastry. It's an easy enough pastry to make as long as you follow a few simple rules. First, you have to make sure that the butter is completely melted and stirred into the water. The best flour to use is strong plain flour, the kind of flour you use for bread. It's a good idea to sieve the flour before you use it. It makes a much smoother dough. You then need to mix it so it's completely incorporated, and then put it back onto a medium heat to cook. You'll know when this dough's ready because it will start to come together and it forms a ball. You'll also be able to see a little bit of the pastry sticking on the bottom of the bowl. It's important not to overcook. Leave the pastry in a bowl to cool just to room temperature, and then if you're using a food processor, you can break it up a little first. Each egg needs to be added one at a time, and it needs to be fully incorporated before you add the next one. When it's ready, it should be very smooth and nice and sticky. Let's pop this into a piping bag. Not too much. We can always add more later. A little bit of the pastry should stick the paper down nicely, then it won't be moving around when we're piping. You can use a piping tip, but I just like to cut the bottom off the piping bag. It needs to be about 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres wide. There's a couple of ways of cutting each one off. You could use scissors, that makes a nice clean end, or you could just fold over the top, like this. The trick to getting it the right shape is to make it slightly round at the beginning and at the end, because the middle will spread in the oven. You can smooth any rough edges with a little bit of water. A brushing of egg wash will give it a lovely golden colour. And if you add a sprinkling of water over the tray, it will help to make a nice steamy atmosphere in the oven, and that will help them to rise. It's a good idea when they're cooked to turn the oven off and to leave them in there just for a further 10 minutes. This helps to keep them nice and crisp. While they're cooling, we'll make the ganache. It's so easy. Just warm up the cream and pour it over the rest of the ingredients. Leave it to stand for a minute or two and then give it a really good stir. Leave this at room temperature and then we're ready to make the cream filling. It's a good idea to whisk the cream till it's just ready to be pipeable and not mix it too much. It does thicken up when you add the hazelnuts. It's also best to fold in the rest of the ingredients until they're just mixed in, and then we don't lose all the air in the cream. Now that the pastry's cool, I'm going to slice each one of these and top them with the chocolate. Then I'm going to pop them into the fridge until the chocolate's set. A good trick to help keep the chocolate as smooth as you can is to pop it on first and then to use a knife dipped in some hot water, and the hot knife will smooth the chocolate on top. I'll show you. Now just pop these into the fridge until the chocolate is set. That way they're much easier to handle when you're popping in the cream. I hope you've had fun making and baking with me today. If you do make these, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear how you got on. Well, that's about it for me now. If you're enjoying watching my videos, do make a comment and subscribe. It'll be great to have you on board. Take care of yourself now.